Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is Maverick here with another episode of The God of High School. So last episode, it was meh, alright? So let's be honest here, even though I'm sure that it was kind of amusing in a way watching Mira get married and all that, but still, by and large, it was a farce, right? It came too quickly, it left too quickly, it didn't really leave any kind of impact at all. At the very least, we did get kind of a little bit of a larger backstory though, but still, I think I can safely say that I'm mostly watching this series right now for the cool action scenes. Now, with that being said, I did like the transition at the very end with Daiwi snapping due to his friend dying, and then basically giving Mira the beatdown, right? And then, of course, we all know he's gonna be meeting Mori in the finals here. Before that, though, Mori has to get through his semi-final opponent first, who is apparently a practitioner of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So that's something I'm really looking forward to. Hopefully, this is going to be one epic fight. And then after that, I'm expecting Daiwi and Mori to duke it out in the next one. Is that true or not? Well, let's get into it and find out. Alright, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. Well, alright. Going back through Daiwi's backstory, I presume? Yep. Well, boys will be boys. Dai. Yeah, the Korean pronunciation is definitely a little bit different from how English writes it. Dai. Dai. Hmm. I mean, like I said, I'm presuming that his friend actually died, and he's trying to revive him using the wish? Or heck, maybe his friend hasn't died yet, right? He's just simply trying to get through the entire tournament to secure whatever treatment can help him. Yeah, I think that makes a little bit more sense. Rather than him dying already and then Dayu trying to, you know, ask the tournament organizers to revive his friend. Yeah, that probably makes a little bit more sense. But oh heck, with what they can do, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they could pull off something like that too. Be your contradiction. What I'm curious about though is how he became so strong. Daiwi, I mean. Like, everything just points to him being a normal high schooler, but, maybe likes to fight. A delinquent, if you will? Heck, not even delinquent, just, like I said, boys will be boys, right? Honde, Honde. Yeah, even if Daiwi gets through this is only the preliminaries. Alright, BJJ. Although I don't really think the moves he's using right now are BJJ. Oh, was he KO'd already? Alright then. I guess we are gonna be seeing Daiwi versus Mori this episode. Date. Okay. Just date. Oh. So that was why. Now, honestly, I think injuries outside the tournament shouldn't be treated. Like, that's your own fault. Right. So, maybe in a coma right now? Something like that? So we're finishing this in episode 5, and then we can actually get on with the tournament. And they... Alright. No talking. Just communicate with your fists. Yeah, like, seriously, like... Mori is someone who... Okay, hold that thought. Alright. Oof, damn. Like I said... Damn. This is getting really intense. Oof. Like, by all means, he's just like a normal high school student. Glanced. Glanced. Oof. Damn. Oh. Your whining time is seriously too long, dude. Here we get again. Pya, pya, pya. Ouch. Alright, is he gonna use all four this time? I think last time he hasn't used the blue dragon yet. Intensive care unit. Is it that? They're allowed here? Why is he allowed to use the nanomachine treatment? Oof. Alright. And it's the white tiger. Oh. Alright. Last one, blue dragon. Last one, fourth stance. There we go. Okay, they used Azure. Alright. Oof. Yeah. I think Dai was probably hit as well, though. Oh no? Yeah, so he's just a delinquent, right? Oof. Yeah, that is. Yeah. And then, of course, at the end there, Mira's gonna be like, "Fart!" Of course. Yo. And he's like, "Aw, this isn't fun." I mean, ooh, now that is interesting. Using like calligraphy. I'm. Oh my god. All right, let's just focus on the. Oh. Again? Sundan? Ooh, damn, he countered the free kicks. True round kick? Oof. Who is this guy? Why does he know all this martial art? Alright, so what's gonna be your ultimate, dude? Okay, so he's using a blue dragon as well. I see. uh, oh. Holy shit. Look at that. All right. All right, all right. Congratulations. And why are you here? Ugh. It's this voice actor. I love this voice. Alright. New antagonist on the scene. Alright. See you guys after this. Alrighty, so there's a little bit more right after the ending. I didn't show the previous ones because I didn't think they were that important, but I just saw a quick glimpse and it's Dai's friend. So let's watch this together in 3, 2, 1, play. Hmm. Not alone. Haha. Okay. Okay. Okay, so that was episode 5, and I guess a slight improvement over episode 4, but then again, that's not saying much. So, this episode had some good things and had some bad things, right? First of all, well, we pretty much skipped through the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fighter with his battle with Mori, which, well, I am pretty disappointed by, but at the same time, looking at what he was actually using, I felt like we had another situation similar to the Tai Chi situation as well, where the practitioner wasn't really using anything related with the martial arts that he was supposed to be using, right? Which I will say as a criticism of this anime. So you are a fighting martial arts anime after all, you can at least put the effort into utilizing the correct styles, the correct forms, and so on and so forth, right? Then again, to give it the benefit of the doubt, this is seemingly more of an introductory arc, these first 5 episodes, where we are introduced to 3 main characters to learn a little bit about their backstories, and then once they actually get to tournament, right, this is just the preliminaries, once they get to the tournament, then that's probably when the actual story starts. So, if that is the case, then hopefully in the upcoming episodes with the other actual opponents from the tournament, we will be getting a bit more in regards to the styles and the disciplines that they are using, etc., right? I mean, like I said, this is a fighting martial arts anime. What else are you gonna do, right? So I'll give it the benefit of the doubt for right now. And for the rest, so what did I like about the actual story here? So I did like how they went through and explained a lot of things and a lot of questions I had back in the previous episode. So for instance, Mira, like why wasn't she healed by the nanomachines? So it was simply because she didn't think to ask. Right now, honestly, even if they didn't explain it, I had a good explanation as well. I felt like any injuries that you sustain outside of the tournament. I was in a similar mind of thinking as Mira as well. Like any injuries that you sustain outside of the tournament, why would they be obligated to fix that for you, right? It should only be covering the injuries you sustain from within the tournament. Otherwise, hey, you could literally be doing anything, you could get into all the fights you want, and as long as you're still alive, they would be able to heal you up, right? And I don't think that is I don't think that is a good way to look at it. That's like an abuse of these resources and whatnot. But they explained it, so good on them. And also, I like that they did go through a bit more in regards to Daiwi's story with his friend there, allowing us to learn a bit more about what they went through, what he was like. Now, then again, there is still something that I wish they would have kind of touched upon, and that is why Dai had this sort of capability and skill in martial arts in the first place, right? So even just looking at his backstory, basically just seemed like a delinquent, right? Just, you know, he's a delinquent and likes to get into fights and whatnot, and that was basically it. You contrast that to someone like Mori or Mira, or indeed the other tournament participants, right? Mori obviously trained in martial arts since he was young, Mira as well. Why does Daiwi have the same sort of aptitude to hang with them, right? So there are still elements of his backstory that we haven't fully learned of yet. But then again, this current arc, or this current episode, is focused more on him and his friend, right? So I did enjoy that they kind of went through all that instead of just having his friend still remain this sort of anonymous character, right? It adds a bit more, allow us to feel for the character a bit more here. Now, with that being said, though, the execution of the entire thing, honestly, was... I hate to use the word cringy, but I feel like there's no better word to describe it, right? You could see what was gonna come a mile away, and honestly, I felt like they really didn't put in the effort of actually utilizing what should be done, right? I mean, these situations aren't new. A important character to one of the main characters passes away or has to leave or something like that. No, we've seen it in very popular shonen as well, right? It's not a new concept. However, the best shonen that show this, they always utilize it in a way where you don't feel like they're just going through the motions, right? Honestly, for something of this kind of magnitude and such an integral part of a main character's backstory as well, they would have given it multiple episodes in order to fully build up the story, and especially the letter at the very end there. Like, come on, that was like the single most jarring thing to come out of all this. So you got Daiyu, who's been basically like completely out of it for the last few days and whatnot. He's going berserk. He's throwing up. He's feeling anxious to death and whatnot. He can't eat. He can't sleep. He's in a mess, right? And then he receives word that his friend actually died. You know, the guy who's already a complete mess then receives confirmation that his friend has passed away. And yet after that, you know, just a simple letter and saying, "Hey man, I know you're fighting. You don't need to fight for me anymore. Fight for yourself." And then suddenly he's okay? Like, come on, that is the most ridiculous thing ever. Like, I mean, I did say in the last episode, okay, fine. I can see that this series is trying to maybe just focus on the action parts and whatnot, and so the rest of it is just like kind of sort of going through the motions and whatnot. But in a case like this, you really should do a bit more than just going through the motions, right? It's an emotional part of the story. So I don't know. I really felt like the treatment of the entire storyline there with his friend and Dai and all that, it's just I mean, I guess they are kind of rushing it. That's the best explanation I can come up with. I don't really think that even back in the manga it was done so haphazardly. If it was, then I feel like lots of people would be complaining about the manga a lot more, rather than still viewing it as a great work. Obviously, it's a very popular manga, or manhwa as they call it in Korean, and it's got a pretty good reputation as well, right? So I don't know. For this, I'll give it. I don't read the manhwa of this, so I'll give it the benefit of the doubt and say that it's probably an anime adaptation thing. If it's not, and that's just the way the story is, then do let me know as well. But okay. But anyways, we already know what we're getting into, right? Even back from episode 4 and whatnot. And this is the extent of the story that it has. Maybe we will have better character development, better story in the future, but I don't know, man. These backstory arcs, they seem to be pretty important to both Mira and Dai, so I think they already used up their chances here, right? But at the very least, we did get a good fight out of all this, right? And an interesting sort of animation style as well, switching into like calligraphy, the kind of I don't know how to say it in English, but basically the same. Yeah, I'll say, what is it called in English? I honestly forgot what it's called in English, but it's a really traditional style of painting, and also for writing words and whatnot. Yeah, it was interesting, of course. But as for the actual, for the actual impact of it, and for the impact of what it had as a, within the fight scene and all that, um, mm, I think it could be better. Honestly, I think it could be better. It's definitely unique, and that is points going for that. But I feel like it was kind of bogged down by the I guess the repeated like going down and getting back up and whatnot. So I feel like the impact of it actually is that fair to it? No, we did see impact in we did see good impact during the fight scenes and whatnot. And impact is just like when you see when you watch a scene and you sort of like almost feel it yourself, right? That's what we talk about in terms of impact of the animation and whatnot. And good anime always does that. So it was there, definitely. But I don't know, just something about the whole thing feels off. I don't know if it's the pacing of it, is it the fact that they went through it a little bit too, they dragged it on a little bit too long, or is it because of the overarching backstory in regards to Dai's friend and whatnot, and that entire element to it, or because we could literally see what was going to come a mile away. Maybe that sort of kind of messed with the perception of the fight scenes and whatnot. But anyways, I definitely don't feel like it was as epic as as it should be. Let's say it wasn't as epic as I expected it to be. So yeah, and that's basically it for this episode. But anyways, so in the next one we'll probably get actually some time off, maybe, whilst they travel to wherever the tournament is actually going to be held. And I would expect that not only Mori, but perhaps Dai and Miura as well are going to be able to participate in the tournament. Otherwise, it'd be kind of stupid to have 3 main characters, right? So it'll be interesting to see how they eventually pull that off. But yeah, that's it for this episode, and hopefully in the future ones, the fights are gonna get more on point, and the opponents as well. I feel like establishing good opponents is also an integral part of having good fighting anime or good fighting manga, good fighting works, right? So hopefully that will be done in the future, and once the story actually gets serious, then everything will get better as well. So there we go. That's it for episode 5 of the God of High School. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.